Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Uncle Phil's podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Phil, and today we have a very special guest. We have TikTok famous Kathy Quadrato.
Hello, how are you, Phil?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Very good, thanks.
Okay, also in the audience here, we have questions and answers. We're going to have Jamie's going to help me run the podcast, and Angela dance.
Hi, how are you?
All right, so Kathy, we got some questions for you. Are you ready?
I don't know. Let's see.
All right. First of all, how did this happen? How did you become TikTok famous?
Okay, so during the pandemic, my daughter Jamie over here was filming me one video. I made eggplant stacks. It was like a quick video. I did Rayo sauce, mozzarella. I stacked it. It went viral, and then that was it. We were hooked. So I started videoing, and I kept getting followers, more followers, and getting free things. It's pretty cool.
So it was a lot of fun doing it?
Yeah, it's almost like now it's like a hobby. Like it's like gambling. You would like to see like how many likes you get. And the more likes you get, it gets exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Well, how many followers do you have?
I have 500,000, a little bit more.
That's
Oh,
a lot,
yeah.
no?
She blew up.
But
she
I-
really did.
I would like more. I mean, I've been on it over a year. I should have more now.
No. I mean, I think that's
I
a
think
lot
you're
of
at a
people,
steady
no?
pace. I think you're doing well.
I mean, I do get a lot of views, though. That's the thing. A lot of comments. So I'm like, have a lot of like going
Your
on.
follower
It's
to
not-
viewer ratio is great.
Yeah, it really is.
Do you have people helping you?
My husband videos. Nobody.
You gotta say me. If you don't say me, I'm gonna be so offended.
Well, honestly,
I'm
anytime
right here.
anytime I ask you, you say no. So.
Yeah.
But she helped you start it up, right?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
started
I
me
knew
out.
you up.
So you can't forget the people that helped you
That's
start.
what I'm
But
saying.
now sometimes when I'm begging her and she's doing nothing in her room, I'm like, please. And she's like, no, I'm tired.
Wow, that's some shade.
Right?
It's very shady.
Well, tomorrow, can you video me?
Oh, I don't know. We're gonna have to see.
Because you love the
Is
best
there
video.
anybody else helping?
What?
Anybody else help you or no?
Like cook?
No.
Well, people have helped you cook as well.
Wow.
The Uncle Phil's wife, Aunt Annabelle.
Oh, yes.
I mean, she's forget everybody. Forget it, Joe, because you're gonna hear this.
yeah,
and be
but
like,
she
Are
stopped.
you kidding me?
She
Yeah, know
also
your
stopped.
people.
She also stopped. Everybody gave up on me.
Well, because they're just, it's time out of their lives, they're busy.
Yeah.
Oh, you love it.
So I hear there's a certain catchphrase that you have. Like,
Yeah.
what is that?
That's another one with how it started. So I used to list all the ingredients. Jamie used to make me list them.
It was a very long process.
So it would be, and I'd have to do 100 takes because I couldn't remember what each thing was. So it took so long. And at that time, they were only 60 seconds, right?
Yeah, they didn't have 3-minute videos.
So we had
then.
to hurry up. By the time I said this, what'd I say?
You need oregano, mozzarella, all these ingredients.
The video was almost over, and really, I had so little time to cook. So that's when we just started saying this is all you can need, and people love when I say it now. When I don't say it, they're like, "Why didn't you say that?"
Yeah, it's like a tradition now.
But sometimes I'm like, do I is it too much? But people really like when I say it. So.
No, listen, I like to bust your chops, right?
Yeah.
You do see comments of me every so often
Oh,
making
yeah.
fun of you.
Uh-huh.
I only will say you did it once, twice in the same video, and I was like, all right, that's a little much.
Oh, was that at Angela Dance's party?
I was like, okay.
I know.
Once is enough.
All you're gonna need twice.
But I'll tell you, that video did well. It
I'm
got over
just kidding with you, though.
200,000 views.
I mean, that party looked so much fun. You
Yes.
guys had a sick time.
No one explained to me what the party was, Angela, so that's why I wasn't there. I was very, like clandestine. It was, like, really... Oh, yeah, there's a party. I don't know. We don't know who's going. We don't know. And like I wasn't
So
really
was,
wanted.
Instagram and TikTok people that called Porterhouse Party and Agostino Fresh Mozzarella.
Yep.
And they're trying to get a name out for themselves, so they came to cook, and Kathy was one of their main focuses.
yeah,
they
so
did
they
a
can
great
get,
job.
and they did get a lot of people asking, like, do they do private parties? Do they come to
Which
Long
they
Island?
do. They do private parties, yeah.
And they didn't charge us for anything.
Oh,
you
wow.
know, just
That
so
was
I
amazing.
could.
But I would have came. Like I said, I went to the movies
that
with
you
Mike.
Sick invite. Wow.
Oh, you didn't go by yourself?
She said, Rose said that you went to the movies.
Yeah.
Because we weren't told what kind of thing. It really
All right,
was
next
very big.
question.
All right, anyway. So do you ever get like creator's block and
What's
not
that?
know what to do?
What does that mean?
Like,
Like
you
you,
don't know
hit a
what to
bump in
do?
the
What
road
to
and you're
cook.
not really sure what to cook.
Oh my God, yes, I'm starting to get there now. It's almost like, is that going to be boring, or is this going to? Are people going to like it? Yeah, definitely.
And how do you work around that then?
I just like think, and like the other day, I had no idea what I was gonna make, and I made up in my head. And usually these are the ones that blow up, the ones that I make up. Like I don't follow.
Randomly.
Yeah, like randomly. But I really don't follow any recipes. I just add a little bit of this. I decided to make. I'm like, what kind of Italian dip can I make? So I had meatballs. I made a meatball parmesan dip.
Wow.
It was insane.
Yeah.
And I got over 800,000 views.
Yeah. I feel like that does happen a lot. Like you think like randomly, then suddenly an idea pops up into your head. But like meanwhile, that whole week you were like struggling on what to figure
I
out
know.
what to make.
And I was laying in bed. I'm like, what can I do?
I have a question. Did you ever think about making some kind of dessert, or you're not into that?
Yeah, I did. That's the dessert I made, but it was his wife's that I won on the cooking channel.
Oh,
that
yes.
was when you were.
I was
that
going to
is the
get to that.
best.
They
That's on
still
here.
want me to make it though, and I don't think she wants to give out
That
the
is the
recipe.
best.
Yeah, she's very difficult.
I
better.
might just have to wing it on my
you know,
own.
my wife's very,
I have all my.
hers is hers.
Listen, I could make it. So
All right, so I got another one. How do you deal with hate?
Oh, I actually like hate just as much as I like. It doesn't bother me at all.
Right.
Any press is good press.
And especially when I look who hates me, it's people that mean nothing. They're trolls. They don't have a picture of themselves.
Yep,
they have
always.
nothing.
That's so
So it's
true.
actually like
So
so,
true.
like weird. I don't know. Like, why would you want to go on somebody's page and comment something negative?
I
You're
guess
like,
they're
I'll-
hateful people,
Yeah.
right?
Like they'll make fun of the way I talk. Like, oh, why can't you say mozzarella? Because that's not how I ever said it.
Mozzarella.
And who goes on
And
there?
wait, who's to say mozzarella is the right way? That's wrong. If you're really Italian, you say mozzarella or however
Right.
they say it. We're not that.
Wow, that was very nicely said.
Yeah, right?
you
Not
said
too
that
bad.
nice.
But this is how we say it.
And who goes on there and sticks up for you?
Oh, you always.
Oh yeah.
You know what? There's
'Cause
certain hate.
I have
yeah.
to go on and
Me
fight back.
definitely.
Yeah, both of them will respond to
No,
the
I like the way
haters.
you said the last one.
I don't like when they say certain things. Like the other day, and I was thinking I did this at the party. Normally, you'll never see me like talking over my food because I always hate that. I don't like when people
Yeah.
spit in food. But when we were making the video at your party, I had to talk over
Right.
the food because she was videoing me. And they had to hear me. So somebody goes, oh yeah, I'll pass on that. You spitting all over the food while you're talking without a mask on. And I was like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but you couldn't hear me then
People just have to
videoing.
say things.
And I was
Yeah.
really trying
They
not
weren't-
to like.
yeah.
I never scroll through TikTok and think, oh, let me say something negative. I
Me
just,
neither.
Like,
No,
I
I
don't
always
know.
say positive things, or
Yeah.
or I move on. That's
Yeah,
right.
if I don't like the video, I move on.
So this is a two-part question. What's your favorite video and what recipe, and how many views did that recipe get, or what's the most?
Oh,
recipes?
my biggest views got
But is that your favorite? The one that you had the
Right.
biggest views? Or was it another video that you think was
it's
underappreciated?
one of my favorites.
Thanks, Jamie. You saved me on that one. I was really stumbling my words.
Let's see, I have a lot of
figured it out.
favorites.
Yeah.
Like what was my favorite, honestly? The French onion. Chicken.
Oh yeah, that was so.
And
good.
I did that like a while ago before anybody even knew about
Yeah.
it. I just thought about that. That was another
was
one I thought
original,
about.
it
But
was
now
very
people
good.
do it all the time. And I make it different though. I fry it first.
Yeah, and that is delicious. It's great.
But my biggest view was sausage and peppers.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's another great video.
Yeah, that was a good video too. Oh, what about my ravioli bake?
Oh, that was insane. The Vox
You should
sauce
video me
ravioli.
now. We could
I have a question.
TikTok it.
So Jamie, before your mother started
Yeah,
this
I'm getting
TikTok,
hot.
did you ever? Did she cook as much?
Oh, that's funny you ask because she didn't really cook as much, but now she's cooking. Almost.
Right.
Oh no, there goes her mic.
Got hot all of a sudden.
But yeah, now she cooks so much.
Yeah, on my TikTok, I would go on and say she's a fraud because she doesn't cook.
Right.
But now I'm actually
No, she
she's really
stepped
good
up
now.
her game. She cooks a lot now.
I do cook, and I cook and not even video half the things I cook.
Oh,
Because
she's
sometimes I don't have
definitely
somebody videoing me. You know what I mean? Sometimes
Yeah, right.
I'm cooking, but I don't have a
We
video.
need to figure out a little setup for you, like almost like a phone tripod that you can almost do
I
it
mean,
yourself.
I wish I could because I would love to do that.
Yeah.
That's
There's
easy.
so
Just
many
get a phone
times
tripod,
I'm making
yeah.
like good stuff, and I could video it.
Yeah,
but
you can make your own content.
So here's another one. How this is a
No, but I'm
question.
saying, Phil, if we video this right now and we tag you, you might get followers from this.
I'm in for followers because if you see my content on TikTok, it's really.
He just likes
I
talking
just
to
like
the
to have a
boys.
good
No, I'm talking about your podcast. Follow his podcast.
Oh, all right.
Although his podcast.
We're on it. This is the very podcast.
She's really.
How many
You
followers?
know what? This is my relationship with you. So
Right, but
I have
how
no
many
problem with
followers do
this.
you have? Can I ask you a question?
No, I mean no.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't disclose that.
Yeah, no.
You can't
I
tell.
have-
None of us
I
could
have
see.
like on Instagram, I got about 3,000 followers. I mean, I'm doing
Yeah, that's
okay.
good.
I
Up
actually
there.
thought
You're
you
up
got
there.
your last podcast was very funny. Me and Jamie were actually laughing.
I was here. I was producing it.
Oh, okay.
I was there for that.
So here's gonna be a funny one, right? How does it feel when you watch your video go viral? Because I've been there watching you.
Oh, it's
I watch her
exciting.
scroll up on that feed.
It is exciting. I watch it all night. I wake up in the morning. It's the first thing I look at. What else? And then
It's
my husband will be like,
exciting.
"How many views did we get?" He goes, "We."
I mean, he did record it. The
know.
days that he records you. I
And he
mean,
does do pretty good videoing.
He
I
does
have
a
to
great
say.
job.
That's really good, and it's a chance to bond with your husband.
Yeah, no bonding. You should see behind the scenes. You fuck. Oh, am I allowed to curse on
It
here?
doesn't matter. How about when you go out? Are you noticed a lot?
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, so
another
we got
one.
another guest coming in.
You
We got
really-
Aunt Rose. Say hi. You can say.
So, yeah, like for instance, yesterday was my daughter's prom. You know, she doesn't really get embarrassed, but a little bit. All the moms were like, "I follow all your recipes. I make all your stuff. If I go to the mall, yeah, I do get
Yeah, you get recognized.
noticed a
often.
lot.
It's very funny.
Even if I'm in Florida, like it's not even
Yeah.
just the people around here. Like no matter where I go.
Yeah, you're
I feel
growing.
like she's noticed everywhere she goes.
Yeah.
Not when I went to Georgia. Nobody knew who I
No?
was. Not a soul.
No, she kept walking around going, "Hi, I'm TikTok famous."
I don't really, but I'm gonna be honest. I have a shirt that says TikTok famous, but I don't think I'm really quite there yet. But that's my goal to hit 1 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you feel once you hit 1 million, then you'll be famous?
I feel like then I could, I could say I'm TikTok. Right now, I don't think I'm TikTok famous, but I have a lot of followers.
That's fair.
So I got a friend of mine, Joe, that sent in a question. He said,
For real?
"Yeah,
A question?
yeah, you got a question?"
You are lying. Wait, people hear this right now?
No, it's
I
not
texted
live.
him earlier.
I can't.
You're asking
He's
a
the
lot of questions.
fraud.
He wanted
He's
to ask
acting
you-
like, oh, well, people are like,
I mean, we're not live. He wanted to ask you about your TV debut. How did you feel being on TV?
That was
you
really
nervous?
that was very exciting. I was very nervous. They should probably give you champagne or wine before you go on the show.
No. You should not have wine.
Yeah,
before
bad
you-
idea.
Just a little bit.
No, because the people that it's their show, they read off teleprompters and don't mess one thing up.
So you didn't
But
have
then
a
they
teleprompter.
expect
No.
you to, yeah.
and I
not
had
fair.
to talk and I had to do things. It was scary, but I got through it, I think.
Yeah, you did good.
I messed up first because I wasn't ready, and all of a sudden the camera was in my face, and I was supposed to just lift up what I made, and I started talking, but it was.
That is crazy. They gave you no time to prepare for that.
They were like, "You're first," but I was like, "Wait, I'm not." And then
Yeah.
there it was. So what'd you make? And then I started explaining. They're like, "No, just lift up the box."
Yeah, and like call it what it is.
I thought they were gonna.
You
It's
were,
pretty
like,
funny though, because I'm
explaining
in my industry. I work in insurance.
Mm-hmm.
I would go out and they would say, "Wait, you know Kathy?"
Really?
Yeah, and it's
Wow.
actually happened a couple of times that it's caused me to have a conversation with people in my industry. So thank you.
Oh wow! I can't believe that, Phil. I'm glad, and I'm happy that I'm able to be on my daughter's resume. That was a goal. That was a nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
like
she's really good. She helps everybody out in the family.
Yeah.
with this, so.
Exactly.
I have a couple.
she helps us, and then she leaves us.
Yeah, well, yeah, because she doesn't want to do this.
Bigger
you know.
things. I'm on to
She
bigger
gets. She
things.
likes to do, and then she's like, "See ya."
All right, so a couple more questions from Joe. He wants to know what your family's favorite dish is.
Ooh,
Well, I'm the
you could
family.
answer.
Well, we're all the family. I mean, we could all speak for ourselves.
Well, maybe he's talking about my just family, like you, Jamie, and you,
Well,
Serena.
I think your ravioli bake was insane.
Yeah.
Your ravioli bake was awesome.
with the breadcrumbs on
Yeah.
top. Yeah, that was pretty
that was
sick.
really good. I'm trying to think of another one that really stood out to me. A lot of your chicken bakes are great.
The chicken ones with the brown gravy.
Yeah.
So
Your
the one thing
stuffed
I did
shrimp.
notice is a lot of chicken dishes.
A lot of chicken dishes,
lot of
yes.
chicken dishes.
But
Oh,
I
my
noticed that
stuff.
also.
My
People
stuffed
love
shrimp.
chicken dishes. They do.
Her stuffed shrimp with the crab meat, or
Yeah, I gotta
amazing.
make that
So
again.
good.
Oh, the meatloaf was
Yeah.
insane.
Oh, the meatloaf.
I'm
Oh,
on
that was
to
what I was
that.
gonna make again. I had another brainstorm. So I was gonna do a meatloaf, like a pizza meatloaf, chicken, like a chicken parm meatloaf. How sick would that
That
be?
sounds insane.
Wow.
And then roll it
I
up with
want a piece
mozzarella,
right now.
like put mozzarella in the middle and then roll it
That
up.
was part of the problem. She was making all these dishes and they would look good, and I'm like, I'm not getting any food.
Yeah.
Like, what's up with this?
And
Well,
my-
you also are a picky eater.
My biggest critic is my husband. Like he never says like he really loves anything. I'm like, isn't this sick? He'll be
So,
like,
Joe actually he asked a couple more.
who's this Joe guy?
He's a friend of mine, Joe.
Hmm.
Joe Vitale. He said, "Who taught you how to cook, and who's the best cook of you and your sisters?"
Well, we all know that.
Annabelle.
No one taught me to cook, but Annabelle by far is the best cook.
Yeah,
I was just gonna
she's
say
amazing.
sickest. There's no better. I don't even out of anybody I know.
Yeah, you get a
She
lot of
like we're
inspiration from
here
her.
right now, and she just whipped up homemade hot rolls, and we're
Right.
eating them with butter.
And bolognese. So.
Did you ever think
Bologna.
of doing like a cook-off and filming that?
Ooh.
She would kill me.
No, but she just doesn't like being on TV.
That's the problem.
Yeah, she's not.
Like she really won the contest that I went on. I just like showed. I was like the villain. I was the face of her. What are you whispering about? Joe, any other questions?
Yeah, actually, he has a couple more.
Oh no way! Is he a big
No.
fan of mine?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, I love it.
He is. And actually, he starts hearing people talk about. He told me a story. He was in a function and he heard somebody talking about Kathy on TikTok. That
Mm-hmm. No
was
way.
cooking, and he goes, "I know the person. I know somebody that's his sister-in-law."
That's hysterical.
So he goes, "Do you go out to eat a lot? And are you like, do you critique the food?"
Oh yeah, all the time. And I go out to eat more than I video because half the time I don't want to like annoy my friends. Like, okay, let's video me now because it does take up time. But we do go out to eat. How often? A lot.
And you want to enjoy your night. You don't want a video there all day.
But I do love to video when I go out to eat. It is fun. Like, look what happened to that Angelina's place. Mm-hmm. They
Oh, yes.
people came from
Angelina's in
Boston.
Bayonne.
Yeah.
Rose, if you're gonna use your talk, you gotta use the microphone, so you can't just nobody will hear you over there.
Oh, I don't want to be heard. I'm just commenting.
Oh, okay.
She
Well,
doesn't wanna be heard.
Well,
Any
I heard
o-
little comments over there, and it's like,
Once in a while.
Any others, Joe?
yeah,
Might have-
there's more, but we'll leave those alone.
Yeah, let's get the next segment.
Does
on.
anybody else have a question?
Final
for Kathy?
thoughts?
Final thoughts?
Yeah, you're just on the up and coming. I'm excited to see.
Yeah,
what's-
my goal is to hit 1 million and then maybe,
We'll see what's next.
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you ever think of doing a contest?
We should
the
do.
idea of
Dying for
con-
you to do a contest.
What kind of
Remember we
contest?
did the meatball contest? That was fun. We
was
should
fun.
do that.
No, I'm saying like to her viewers.
Yeah.
And then she can send them something.
Oh.
Or what
like
about
a-
merch?
Like,
a
oh,
shirt
I
that
see.
says this is all you're gonna need. Like
Yeah,
you could be like
Like a
blowing this
contest
up,
for
but
your
you're not.
for your followers.
I know, and she wants me to make a cookbook because so many people ask me
Yes.
about cookbooks.
I do want to do that.
I think you would do great with that.
Yeah.
I know because
Yeah.
even if half my followers bought it, because I don't really write any recipes down,
I know you got to write stuff down. That's the big issue, though.
it's going to be a lot of
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, and
I'd have to cook everything from scratch and
Just-
measure everything.
So do you like post your recipes after you're done?
No,
That'd be a good thing to do too.
right.
because I try and explain it and tell it rather than talk
Yeah,
it.
or almost even like a blog or something. You just need some written form of your recipes because people need that.
I know.
You just say, "Oh, put
I'm pretty
this
good
and
at
that."
showing though. It's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. I actually I liked when I did my video on pasta vazul.
Oh, that was good.
and I
Yeah.
had you first, and then I showed you how we made mine.
That
better.
was so funny.
I can only do.
I should have reposted that.
I'm actually gonna
Yeah.
make one next week. I'm gonna make steak pizza hill.
Oh, he only has
So-
2 recipes that he
I had
makes.
garlic and oil. I had
Oh, 3.
I have 3.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're gonna go to the next segment.
Okay.
Nice.
This just says, "Am I the asshole?"
Okay, so a lot of podcasts have been doing this, right? And it's this thing on Reddit. It's like a forum, and a bunch of people like post not really for advice, but they want to be told if they're the asshole or not in the certain situation.
Oh, now I get it.
And these are very complicated situations. Like sometimes it's not as clear if they're the asshole or not. So it's just funny to see your opinions and see what you guys think.
Okay.
Okay, ready.
All right, here's the first one. I found out I was pregnant very recently. My husband and his family are beyond happy and excited. From what I heard, my husband was married 2 times before, but couldn't have kids for 10 years. What she heard? I think she would know that a little more, no?
Right, like she just like heard
heard
through
it
the
around.
grapevine that he can't have kids. Go on.
This is obviously a huge deal for his family because his mom will be a first-time grandma with this baby. They threw a celebration dinner for us, and his mom and I were talking about the baby. She told me about how she already started making memories, started having keepsakes of her grandbaby. I felt a bit confused, and I asked if my husband bought something for the baby and gave it to her. She said no, but he did bring me my used pregnancy test and gave it to her to store as a memory of the news of her grandbaby's existence.
I don't get that. Wait, can you backtrack a little?
So
what
like
happened?
he basically took her pregnancy test from the trash and gave it to his mother. The
So
dirty
what?
Save
pregnancy
it.
test.
So
Oh,
yeah.
you don't think? It's
Wait,
a big
hold
deal?
on. I was flawed. I looked at my husband like, did you really do that? And he nodded while smiling. What is NGL?
Not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie, I felt creeped out, disgusted, and very uncomfortable. After the initial shock, I just went off on both of them, calling what they did creepy and disgusting and highly violating. My husband argued that it was not a huge deal. He just grabbed the test once I got rid of it, put it in a plastic bag, and gifted it to his mom as a keepsake.
That's nice.
I told him that made me feel violated, creeped out, because the test had my literal pee on it. His mom that said something about taking care of the smell. And I lashed out even
I'm gonna
more
throw up.
and demanded that she get rid of it.
Why would the mom want it?
And
But
why'd her
why
pee
would-
But
smell?
they kept arguing, calling me controlling. B-I-L? Is that brother-in-law?
Yeah.
Brother-in-law asked me to calm down. I decided to grab my stuff and go home. My husband started arguing about how this was just an overreaction and said that I ruined his and his family's joy by how I behaved after finding out about the pregnancy test. He said for him and his mom, it's all about the baby, but I somehow made this whole thing about me and hurt their feelings in the process. But that was my literal pee on the test. I just couldn't help but flip out, even if I ruined their joy news. Did I overreact?
Ooh.
I feel like she overreacted.
I feel like it's complicated
closer.
though.
I don't know. I mean,
I
it's,
mean, why
it's
would
kind
the
of
mom
gross.
want it? But regardless, it wasn't violating. I mean, she took
I
it out of
do
the
think
garbage
it's weird
pail.
that he took it out of the trash, not saying like, "Oh, can I take the pregnancy test to give to my mom? She's gonna do a little scrapbook." Like,
But what'd the mother do? Put it up to her nose and smell it? How bad could that be?
I mean,
Even if you
it's
held
in a
the present,
plastic bag, fermenting.
oh yeah,
and she took it out though.
It was marinating in the Ziploc
So
bag.
she opened the Ziploc bag.
I actually think my wife might have it in a scrapbook.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
So-
not-
Yeah,
not
but
really
for
a
the
big
mother
deal.
and not for like the grandmother and not for the mother.
well,
to
she
have?
threw it in the
She
garbage.
threw it in the
I
garbage,
guess.
so it was public property. At
But
that
wait,
point.
well, this is what I want to know. What happened with the beginning when she found out the husband couldn't have kids? Where'd that come into this whole thing?
Well, maybe because it made it seem more justifiable that he was very excited and got
Aw.
the pregnancy test.
I
That's
think
what
she overreacted.
Right, and his mom was very excited, obviously.
Man, I don't know if I
Yeah.
agree with you guys.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm tending to agree with them. It's kind of a little bit of an overreaction. I'm just not.
Because I know my husband, he would want to save it.
Yeah, I think that she did overreact by yelling and screaming the way she did. I would probably wait until I got home and maybe said to my husband, "Are you kidding?"
Right, why did you give that to your mom? But
That's,
I don't
like,
know if I would
gross.
freak out.
Yeah.
and it's not violating.
But you know, when you're pregnant, your hormones are like really crazy.
Maybe
That
that's
too,
the case,
that
right?
there's
That could
that's
be.
I
Yeah,
bugged
yeah.
out a couple of times at my in-laws when I was pregnant.
Only when you're
Wow,
pregnant.
bomb dropped. You really- I flipped out.
I have one more of these things. It's a
All
little-
right, let's
little
see.
long,
But
so
yeah, I would
Why'd
say
you pick a long one?
what?
they're all kind of long.
This one's not that long. That was a very short.
This one's a little longer, but all right. I and a. All right,
You want me to read
this
one? I'll
You can
read
read this one.
All right. Am I the asshole for refusing to give my partner the code to my safe? Okay, so she is 32 years old and a gemologist. I've never heard of that before.
What is that?
Must search
Oh,
for
she
gems.
spends her days in the lab testing and identifying stones. Okay.
Yeah, gems.
From the nature of my work, I also have a large and valuable collection of jewelry, but also gem specimens specimens? I couldn't
Specimens.
use specimens that I keep in a safe I specifically bought and had installed to keep them safe. I also have a second smaller safe for keeping important documents like passports. I own my home, and my boyfriend, 33 of 2 years, recently moved in, as he was renting before. I gave him the code to the smaller safe so he can put valuables in it, but he also wants the code to my bigger safe that has all my gems in it. Not to put anything in it, but he says because we're living together, I should trust him and give him the code. I said no because he has no reason to open the safe, as it's the only thing it's used for is storing my collection. He said he has no interest in my gem collection, doesn't even want to look at them, but still wants the code to access them. This is causing tension between us because he always said I should give it to him as a show of trust. And I said no because he literally has no reason to go in there, so he doesn't need the code. There is a 6-figure collection in there, so I'm not being difficult over a few little gems here. Am I the only one? And I'm the only one who knows the code. So Reddit, am I being the asshole here?
So I'm a big believer that you share everything when you get. No, they're not married, right?
They're
So
just dating.
They're just dating.
2 years.
Is there anything serious going on? We don't know this answer.
Right.
But I feel that what's mine is yours. once you get married. So before marriage, I don't think she's wrong.
Okay.
I don't personally think it's a big. I wouldn't want the code. It wouldn't matter to me.
Yeah,
if
I
it's
don't
just gems, it would not. Why do I have to know it just to be like to prove a point? Like what's mine is
Right.
yours,
It
and yours
definitely
is mine.
is to prove a point.
You know what? She's trying to keep them safe, and if she doesn't want to give the code, he doesn't have to make a big deal out of it. But now they're bickering over it, and it's becoming a big deal.
Yeah.
I would be a little offended if my boyfriend didn't want to give me the code, like didn't trust me.
Oh, and then she
I wouldn't
also
even asked. I
wrote.
would have said, "What's in there?" If she would have said, "That's where I keep my gems." Oh, okay.
And why does he need the code though?
Right.
He just wants to know. But look, she also said this keeps coming up. The safe weighs nearly half a ton. It's bolted to the floor from the wall and is from a company who makes safe vaults and strong rooms for jewelers. And it's a $100,000 plus value for everything in there, which is a lot.
I guess
mean,
until they get married, then
like
he could
let's
have
say
the
something
code.
really bad happens between them two, and then he has the code and decides to take the gems from her. Then what?
Whether they were married or not, exactly.
Then she's out of $100,000 plus dollars. I mean, that's insane.
But that means he don't trust her or no?
No, she
Right,
doesn't
it is a
trust
thing of
him
trust.
enough.
She don't trust him.
She
I
don't
mean,
trust
But
him
they were
totally.
also dating. They're not in like such a secure like.
I don't
you
know.
know.
Even if I was married, I don't know if I would really care that much.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
her
know if
own
it would mean that
interest.
much to me.
Right.
It would have to mean a lot to me. Like,
It-
why would I care what was in that safe? It was
it's
just
just
for
weird.
Gems.
Yeah.
If I saw it and I saw it was just the gems.
Yeah, like show me,
okay.
and
So
that's
you
all.
think
I
the
don't care.
boyfriend's the asshole in this situation? Is that what you guys are saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because he
shouldn't
trying
want the.
to press for her to give him the code when there's.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think, you know, there could be
Yeah.
more behind the scenes you don't know in that letter. And don't forget, she's writing the letter.
Right.
If you get the letter from him, it might be completely different.
Yeah.
And I'm not all for that. Everything has to be what yours is mine and mine is yours, and we should tell each other every single thing, because there's some things that are private, and not even your husband or your wife should know. If you have a relationship, if you're having a friendship with your friend and you're telling your friend something, some guys believe, you know, they could.
You got to talk into the microphone.
Some guys believe like, oh, I should be reading your phone anytime I want. Sometimes you're having a private
Yeah.
conversation with your friends.
I see that.
You know?
And she also posted an update. She said, "Holy hell, this blew up way more than I ever expected. I'm sticking to my guns and I'm not giving him the code. All you lovely internet strangers are right. But this is a really huge red flag, and I'll be telling him to pack his stuff.
Wow.
I'll update you later."
I mean,
Can
that
we
sounds
tag
a
her in
bit
this?
much.
I don't think her
know.
account's
Yeah,
there.
I
Now
don't
they're
even
gonna
know how to
break
do that because I don't know.
A
Maybe.
lot of people who write in these forums have like throwaway accounts that they don't really.
Right.
So you don't really know their true identity.
Yeah, she should definitely not give him the.
Yeah, and if he's really like pressing this issue and making it bigger and bigger than what it should be, I mean, maybe
Then
she
I-
should drop it.
What
Yeah, I
I would
wouldn't
do
trust
is I
him.
would just show him what's inside. I'd be like, come here, let me show you what's
Yeah, like, you
inside
wanna
the
see
safe.
what's inside?
You want to see what's inside of it? That's it. And that's how I feel. I just want to keep it private.
Right.
For whatever, even if it's not a good reason.
I
just want to
wouldn't.
keep it private.
If I was a gemologist, I wouldn't want some.
Well, I could say
newbie.
maybe should have say that's my work. It's nothing to do with me.
But it
Right.
is in her work. This is all her personal collection.
But she doesn't have to tell him that.
Right. so lie and deceive.
Right,
and
to see right off the bat. All right, listen. I mean, I enjoyed these two.
yeah.
Thank
I
you.
think
It
they
was
were-
great.
They were interesting. I think I'm going to give this maybe like every time I do a podcast. I might
Yeah,
do
this is great. I like.
I
this
like it.
segment.
I would do it with you.
all right.
This- yeah.
I'm
And you were
into
very
it.
natural. Just to let you know.
It's fun. Oh, really? I
Yeah,
am.
You did
oh,
a good job.
I liked it.
It was better than the
Yeah.
last one you were on.
Oh, I know. The last one was
La-
bad.
You and
Why?
Rose, you and Rose were not.
What
good.
were we talking about?
About love and relationships. It was going
That
off
was
the
horrible.
It was really bad. I don't think we even put it on.
Yeah, no,
I
that
think we
wasn't
had to
good.
stop that one.
Really?
Yeah.
That was not good.
They were saying all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah, Rose, you
They
know.
start going off of the subject of the situation.
Yeah, and Rose's ideas are just out there.
And I think I was a little frozen. I don't think I spoke much.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of drinks earlier too.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Interesting.
So I don't mean anything else, or we just wrap this up. You
no,
know?
this is a great podcast. I was glad that I was on it.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much. for
thank
sitting
you.
here.
I love it.
All right, thank
I'll
you.
be in the next
Take
one.
care, everyone.
All right. Bye.
Bye bye, everyone.